Hello. I was trying to watch my phone to see if there was even notification going out. Oh, there it is. Um, I know I set up the stream like 2:32, and I'm like, well, at least someone might come across it. So I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna get the 30-minute notification, but I did just see it coming through.
I got my just now notification, so
Yeah, there's
people are
like
like going, "Oh, she
one.
is streaming today."
Yeah, there's one person here. Like I said, and that's why I feel so bad. Like, the missing more than hitting lately, because it's like I know I appreciate a creator who streams with the frequency
Mhm.
and a schedule. Like, I've gotten used to Bancroft being at 11, even if I was there live for it or watching it the next day or
Right.
whatever. And now that he's changed it to 9, and then I'm not even
I
sure what
know.
days of the week he's at. So I'm like, I don't always, even though it's earlier for me to catch it, I don't always make it. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Uh-huh.
no, I like consistency. So I apologize to those of you who do enjoy this stream, and that I've definitely been missing more than hitting. And weirdly, I'm seeing 2 viewers, but I see Ice Queen in the chat, Nicholas Gear, Jim Cox, and that seems about it. So there's 3. That's weird. But anyways, thank you guys for joining. um as you know, I'm Amanda, and this is Mrs. Good Stuff.
Yep.
Thankful for the usuals that are in the chat that do know who we are. I guess I'll go over what the show is, even though these people are repeat. And Jim was actually on the show before. So basically, what we do is we like to look at new campaigns, preferably new, not necessarily all the time. And just kind of go over the art, the writing, the makeup of the campaign, what's offered for tiers, the shipping, and basically give our opinion on it. Sometimes the creators will see this and they'll take the criticism and adjust things. I know I've actually heard of a lot of people doing that.
Mhm.
um and then it's twofold, because the other part is where people who are watching the show and the stream have like, hey, I have not seen that book, it looks good. And people of my chat have backed the book. So that makes me feel good, because a lot of these campaigns, they seem pretty decent and could definitely use some more eyes and support. So
I agree.
usually we go with CG Now. However, when we were looking at the possible options to go over today, CG Now only had 2 of the 4 new ones that I could think of. um hey JP, thanks for joining.
Hey.
So the options are, and hopefully we can have some opinions in the chat, but we have Chrome Dog number 1, we have Eggbeater, we have the Steins, and we have Octo Gone, which I know when we were doing the chat, Get Over It said something about him launching 2/23. So I was going through Twitter last night and tagging Bancroft in some of the tweets so he can get them on his calendar, because I really like the calendar thing. And I went to that Indiegogo page, and it was live. I'm like, wait, apparently it's live today, which was yesterday.
Wow.
So anyways, yeah, all 4 of them are, because so Nicholas Gear, sorry, we can point out. Nicholas Gear points out the Steins and Crow Dog are both new.
Mhm.
Well, Eggbeater was not on the Creator Go,
Right.
and Octo Gone was not on Creator Go, and those 2 launched what, within 3 days. When did Allie launch? Wednesday
I
night?
feel like Allie was 3. Was it Wednesday night?
It might have been. I
I
know it
don't
was
know.
on
I can't be
Reenies, but I can't
trusted,
remember
but
what night it was. But anyways, so I don't know if Nick Gear is putting some votes for the Steins and Chrome Dog, or if we want to look at Eggbeater or Octagon. I know I have a preference to look at Octagon, because that one, I think I was so it launched yesterday. I did back it today, and I was backer number 2, so it could definitely use some
oh.
love. Um, and I think, I don't know how many there actually is, but I did see once I posted it and shared it.
Yeah, they're at 135 raised
Yeah,
right
that
now.
there was let's see what Shadowhawk. wanted to back that one, and I think he was backer number 3. So who knows who number 1 was? I was number 2, and Shadowhawk was number 3.
Oh, very
So
nice.
Ice Queen says she's like to see Eggbeater. Maybe we'll do that
Okay.
next since we have Octo Gone up. We'll look at Octo Gone.
Yeah, sorry I jumped into it. I was curious
No,
because
that's
I
okay.
hadn't heard of this one.
I did say my preference was Octo Gone. And just because I don't think most people knew of it,
Mm-hmm.
and I know the chats that I'm in. Let's see, the Steins launched on Bancroft. Chrome Dog launched on Bancroft.
Right.
So those two have been seen by a decent amount of people in this chat. And Eggbeater, you know, Allie gets around, not forgive the wordage, but so a lot of people are familiar with Allie's Eggbeater. Plus, she did really well with talking about it well beforehand.
Oh
But,
yeah, yeah.
but unfortunately, Ryan James, who is the artist, I'm pretty sure, is you know, I've only started seeing him recently. I can't think of any chats he's been in. Um, how I know of him is through uh, the Red Valkyrie art auction because I got some of his art. I think he's a talented artist, and this is his book.
Nice.
So it's Octo Gone graphic novel number 1. He's raised $135, 3 backers. He has a flexible goal of 2,500. Um, I know most people these days are starting to do 5,000. Not quite sure why he did 2,500, if that's what he's thinking. Although he is the artist, so probably the majority
Mm.
of the cost for making this is, you know, something that he doesn't have to output. Now you
Yeah,
did
hopefully
share with.
he's at least calculated what it's going to cost to make it. Sorry, I keep moving my mouse.
No, that's okay. Although it has gotten to the point, like, how much more? It's almost there, though.
10 seconds. Octo Gone.
All right. I'm going to ask you your thoughts on the trailer in 1 second, but let me say hi to David, who has joined us. Jason Sandberg, who said pretty good trailer, so I'm thinking he's already seen the trailer
Nice.
before.
Okay.
And David's liking some of that art with the pose, and Hicks Villain has joined us. All right. So what were your initial thoughts with the trailer?
I maybe not a huge fan of the music, but that's like the only negative thing that I can say. I love the art. I love the colors. I love the close-up images where you can see the details. I love that he's showing some of the lettering. The images that he chose to show, I think, were pretty breathtaking in quite a few of them. So that's my 2 cents.
I agree for the most part. I'm not 100% sure with the music, but I guess it
Yeah.
probably kind of I think it's just personal taste, nothing
Hmm.
more than that. However, it seemed long. It showcased his
That's
art
true.
very well, though. Like, that was the focus, that was the art. And I almost wanna say that was too much because I had to specifically look for the written words that he put in it to say it was like, the 48 pages, who did how he was the writer and the artist, how, someone was the editor. Like, it almost seemed like that stuff kinda blended into me because I was too focused on the art. So I don't know if, some trailers have cutaways where the words are against a solid background, and then
That's
some
a
of
good
the
point.
some of the stuff will come in. Although I do like the transitions with the images that came in. Like, that flowed. Like, this
Hmm.
definitely showcased panels or pages or however he did it very well.
Yeah, and I can see because I guess when we're watching these, I know we're getting ready to look at the page and find the information that you're saying is like I couldn't figure out, when I was watching that. So that is a good point. If you're going to show your trailer out there, share it, Twitter, YouTube, whatever, and it's going to be, sent around, you want those things to stick out.
Yeah. So Raiden JP says music doesn't scream action adventure. I guess I kind of see that. It's definitely more chill. And that's what David says. Too long music was super chill. I think it fits. He thinks it fits the adventure vibe. He's intrigued by the walrus soldier. I don't know. I think something more fast
Adventure
paced would
vibe.
be more adventure vibe for me.
I
But
almost was thinking maybe it was something to go with the water. Like there was something about that maybe was kind of the theme. But yeah, action adventure. And I'm partial to upbeat. So
yeah.
I don't know.
Hello,
Matter of
Shadow.
preference,
Thanks for
probably.
joining. All right. What were the other images up top? Because I want
Oh,
to
let's
say I
find.
think the images up top showed. Yeah. Okay. There's the example of the bubbles or writing on the page, which I don't think is further down, but we'll see. So that's why I wanted to scroll through these real quick.
Okay. That's
I think
neat.
he's got some good art.
I saw that image in the trailer. I thought that was cool.
Yeah. That image that you
Okay.
just skipped over, the one you said you liked the image,
Hmm.
um, it is shown as a preview for book B, like the
Yeah, I
variation
see cover
cover.
B down at the
But
bottom. Yeah.
somewhere it says that it's not the final print or the final cover or something that makes me think it would change, which I don't know
Hmm.
why he would.
It looks
Like, I know
confusing what you can
he's not
see.
the only one that would do that before, like, I've seen that before, but I'm like, I kinda like it, and if you're given 2 choices of a cover, I'm like, "Well, do I get cover A that I know it's gonna be that, or do I take my chances on cover B?" And then I
Okay.
I got a little iffy, but anyways.
We'll see. We'll see what they say. Okay.
Oh, hang on. Jim says he was in the kitchen, and the trailer told him nothing. So you weren't reading the words. They were hard to catch, though.
Yeah.
And then Shadow is back at number 3, jump on people. I already spoiled that there, Shadow. All right.
So this is an interesting image right here. This huge, because I was like, what is she standing slash swimming on? And then there's this image of the face. That's really cool.
It does make you wonder what
Like,
is
what
the
is
meaning of
that?
that. Yeah.
Octo Gone, number 1. Okay. So we'll get down to the description here. Go ahead.
All right, hang on. The image above the description, not super fond of. Like, I don't mind I'm assuming that's his
Front and back.
logo, which is it, you think it's front and back?
Maybe. But then again, they're not cut evenly. So I don't know.
I
That was my
think
first thought when I looked at it, though.
I think one's the logo and
Okay.
then the other is the cover. Now, by putting the logo with the cover, it almost seems like you're shrinking the cover image too little so you
True.
can't see the nice details of the cover. I would almost suggest to change that. Like, you can have the logo somewhere, but I
Because you're
don't know that
seeing
I'd
it in the
attach it
tears.
right to your. Yeah, and same thing with the tears. I don't know that I would attach it right to your cover. And Jason says he likes the logo too.
Yeah, it is.
JP says art looks good, but he doesn't see anything about the story unless he missed something. Okay, let's see. Everything you want in a comic book is right here. Story, action, excitement, and beautiful interior artwork where absolutely no corner has been cut. My name is Ryan James. Growing up in the 90s, my dream was to draw comics. More than 2 years ago, I decided to make that dream into a reality. I began developing the Octo Gone graphic novel from an old book I'd written years earlier. Needless to say, the book was a long time coming, and this campaign will hopefully allow me to permanently establish myself as a comic book creator. Based on the success of this campaign, with your support, there'll be 2 more installments in the Octo Gone storyline. Yeah, nothing about the story there. All right,
Yeah.
let's scroll, see if there is more. Octo Gone. Okay. What we need and what you get. We're raising money for printing and shipping costs. Stretch goals will be added to unlock holochrome cover, perfect binding, etc. Hope he plans to put those stretch goals like monetary value in at some point. It's fine that he
Yeah.
doesn't have it now though, because what if he blew it out of the park with launch? All right. And see, there's another little logo thing.
Yeah.
But that one's small. All right. This is the first campaign from Octo Gone Comics. It has been in the works for a long time. It is imperative to me to maintain and build my reputation as an artist and a self publisher. You, the comic fan, can expect a great book delivered to you in a timely manner. My goal is to continue to deliver quality books for decades to come. Still not telling me about the story. You're right. Keep going.
Yeah. Okay. These are some of those images that we
Yeah,
saw
I've
up
seen.
top.
I wonder, wait, go back up for a second. I wonder
Yeah.
if there's a reason why he's in color and the rest is in black and white.
Yeah, I was curious about that as well. Like, I don't know, is it just not finished yet, or is he gonna do that in some pages? Because I
I
think
wouldn't.
that's kind of
There's probably a meaning to it because I wouldn't think that if it was a half done colored page that he'd be like, ah, it's good enough. Let's just stick it up. So I have a
right.
feeling that there's a reason why he's doing that, and I'm kind of curious.
Yeah, that would be fun to know. Like, is it done? That's the only page so far that I see that's done like that,
Yeah,
right?
maybe
Everything
it's
else
some
looks
sort of
like full color.
flashback or showing that it's two different places.
I like that when they do that, like when you're watching a movie and it's the black and white kind of images refer to the past. It just gives you a really
Yeah.
clear where you are in the timeline when they do flashbacks.
Or maybe there's some sort of like, is it telekinesis, the word I want, where they're connected in their mind? And
Oh, okay.
yeah, I don't know. I don't
Yeah, I don't know what the story's about yet, so I can't I
know.
can't speculate. Oh, that's an awesome picture though. Look at that. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Wonder how long that one took. Okay, so here's some more. Oh, this is okay, the characters. Dr. Ruby Freeman, Sunset, Duma, and Dr. Octagon.
Hmm.
Risks and challenges. Other ways you can help. There's no description of the story?
Nope.
Huh.
That is kind of.
That might be
That's a major
problematic.
lack.
Yeah.
All right.
Where you want to go next? Tears?
Probably the tears because there's not much
Okay.
else there except the risk.
All right.
It does. What did he did? Why do I know it's like an underwater adventure? Where did we see that? Just in the trailer,
For me, yeah, the trailer. I didn't
or
know.
is
I
it? I'm
mean,
like, am I getting it from the images? Because it definitely needs something more than underwater adventure. Like, is there treasure hunt, or they're hiding from people, or I don't know
yeah,
what's
you don't know
going on.
who's the good guy, who's the bad guy. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. You have cover A and a head sketch. Oh, okay. So this is new. This is just from this morning because
Okay.
I posted on Twitter that it was live. And then
Okay.
Stippling Vaughn came in and said he's got a pretty big uphill to climb because all of the tiers beforehand, I think the book was 20, no, was it 20? Like scroll down real quick to see how much a book was. He had like you could get cover A,
Hmm.
$20. Okay. You could get cover B, $20. And then you could get both covers. And then that was it. There was the 3 tiers and we're talking 20, 20 and 35.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
it looks like added.
So, I suggested, I'm like, "Oh, and I added him, and I was like, "You might wanna suggest some original art, it's definitely gonna help you get your goal, whether or not
Mhm.
you do interior pages, if you do covers, and, head sketches." And it's interesting to see how quick he was with the critique, and that he did it, 'cause, that was just this morning. So,
So there's some hope that
he's
he'll be
open.
receptive to
Yeah.
feedback, yeah.
Yep, yep, so the head sketch, yeah, $40, so you get the book, a $20 book, and a $20 head sketch. I think that's a pretty decent
Shabby.
deal.
Mhm.
How much is the shipping?
Fantasy. What? What is this business?
Drop down for what sketch cover? What sketch, not sketch cover, sorry, sketch, head sketch. So you get to pick who you want.
Crazy. These choices, $15 US.
So that
Let's
would make
see.
$55 because you're not paying your tip.
Not shipping to Australia, not shipping to Canada. So it's US only.
Oh, okay.
So therefore,
Wow. All
perhaps
right. I
a
didn't know
digital
that.
might be.
There's no digital, well, as of this morning, there's no digital option. I don't know if there's enough international uproar that wants to get some digital copy or something.
Could be something you could add later.
Yeah.
Oh, it did
Although,
just say here. It does say here that it just ships to the
okay.
US.
Although I can kind of see where his goal is lower. You know what I mean? He's trying to stick to the US to keep it probably more manageable where it's
Sure.
first
Yeah.
campaign. I don't know. But I can see a few people, if they like the art, they might get a little upset that they can't get it, even if it's in digital. Before we move on, let's see. Jim points out that there's a terrible hand in that image, but
Oh,
I'm
I
not
know
sure
what
which image he's talking about.
I looked at his comment when we were on the image. So I think he's talking about right here.
Oh, well,
But it's
yeah,
a
it's funny.
webbed
It's a
hand,
webbed
if that
hand.
makes a difference.
Although there's quite the spread between the pointer finger and the other finger. But
Yeah.
it's not a human. Maybe that's maybe that's his
Never said he was
excuse.
human.
Yes, his pointer finger hurts. And Shadow also points overbite. Is it the saber walrus guy? Is it the same image?
Maybe. He does look as though perhaps he has one.
Yeah. All right. So cover A and sketch head and a head sketch.
Okay.
What's the next one? Just cover A.
Cover A, cover B. Let's see if shipping's the same. We got 15. Yep, shipping is the same. Cover B. Let's see what we got.
Fanta.
Hey, Fanta. Both covers. Two of the backers have claimed that one.
Because
Getting
they
cover
can't
A and
decide.
cover B. Yeah. Yeah, shipping is the same all around.
Hmm. That's
Mm,
interesting when you get two books as the same shipping as one book. But I
right.
suppose it's probably weighed up to a certain point, and two books makes
And
the.
just as a bizarre off the cuff observation, the Indiegogo default here is $9. On the page before it was 10.
That's
I don't know what it was on the
weird.
page before that. What are you doing, people?
Yeah, that's what, nine
It's
dollars
so
is
bizarre.
25%. They
Well,
got
it
me
was on
once,
the
but they haven't.
$20, it would defaulted to 10, and then I go up to the $35 tier and the tip defaults to 9.
Yeah, it's weird.
Is that an incentive that the more money I spend on the comic, the less you're going to ask me?
I
Just for
don't
shits and
know.
giggles, let's see. Oh, I gotta select a character.
I like hearing the clicks. Click, click.
$10.
$10. Wait, that shipping's cheaper, right? 'Cause it's 15 with
Inconsistent.
everything else.
It is. It's 15 across the board is what he's got for his US shipping
Oh, you were
for
looking at the
every
$10
tier.
for the tip.
I was looking
Okay.
at the tip, the way that the tip defaulted. It was just strange. That's why I said off the cuff, kind of weird comment.
Yeah.
So that is it in a nutshell. So
Hmm. Probably too short because we don't know what the book's about, but sweet and to the point. Any
yeah,
other? This is Octo Gone there, Fanta, by Ryan James.
Yeah, I think if I was to, yeah, my
If
only
he wants
comments I
to
just
go.
agree with you is maybe more description of the story, or well, not maybe, definitely for me. I think there needs to be some description of the story.
Yeah. Okay, now click on the cover B tier.
Okay.
Because this is where we're going to go. Yeah, right there. Now it says, see right there is Octo Gone graphic novel #1, cover B. Cover B not final.
Oh, okay.
Now, for those that have just joined, I did back this comic because I like Ryan. He seems like a decent guy. I wish he
Mhm.
did go around more. I do have some of his original art, which I think is great. Um, and it is some of you might have seen it because I see it make it rounds on Twitter before, and of course I shared it when I got it. But it had Cyberfrog on a weather vane, and you could see like the town in the background, and it was a really great perspective, and I really liked the town. Um, so I was glad that I won it, and
Yeah.
it was great. So
I
I
don't know
got
what the
this.
reason would be for it not to be, but let me see
Yeah, I
just
don't
in
know.
case
See, it
if it
shows that there.
says. Yeah, okay, so it doesn't say who's doing it. My only
Nope.
thought was maybe he was waiting on something,
I don't know.
for
I
some
think he
reason.
might have done both covers, but you're right. That is something that's lacking too. I'm not sure who did cover A, if he's the artist and he's doing cover B. Um, I don't know. Actually, did it
'Cause
say it in the trailer? All I saw was that there was him was writer and artist. There was an editor, and I think he gave credit
I don't
to a colorist.
yeah, and I don't believe it said yeah, it doesn't say anywhere here. No updates.
There's a discussion though.
Let's see. Oh.
Just
It's a sales pitch for
yeah.
somebody to come get with me. I'll make your campaign spectacular.
Fana is pointing out that she loves the colors. We
I do
have
too.
Greg here. Hello, Greg. And Shadow is saying, I'm willing to let most of the mistakes slide because the first campaign, he can always update the Indiegogo page. I think he was just like,
Absolutely,
gosh.
Shadowhawk, and I think that's why, Amanda and I are pointing those things out is because there is potential to really kick that up there to attract, more people and make the campaign page just a little more, um, informative, I
Right.
think,
The price
because it's
isn't bad.
certainly not missing anything in the art department for sure.
No, it's $20 and it's 48 pages.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty decent price.
Mhm.
And Jason is pointing out how he really likes that image. So as part of my original art backing from Ryan James, I actually have that image on a T-shirt. So that it is pretty cool.
Nice.
I hope if when I read the book that I'll get more insight as to if there's meaning to the face between the legs or if that's just a design or I don't know. But it is a pretty interesting image.
It almost looks like a giant shell or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I
Is
guess
that
I
giving
can
it
kind
away?
of see that.
But is that just because it's underwater and I was like, "Oh, shell."
Maybe.
Hey,
Hey
Mo.
LMO. All right, I think we're ready to move on. And I don't know if Nick is still here and if his two suggestions was suggestions or if we're ready to look at Eggbeater because I know Caroline was interested to look at Eggbeater. So if anybody else wants to stick their opinions in the chat, we got Eggbeater, we
Oh,
got uh,
let's
Chrome Dog
see.
#1,
Yep.
and we got the Steins, which I know Jay Lee was on with Dave just before we went live. So feel free to put your suggestions in the chat. Let's see. Yeah, unfortunately, David, it only ships to the US. I am kind of bummed by that, even though I'm in the US, but I know that there are some people that would like to be interested, even if it's a digital version or something like that. Although if we do Eggbeater, I did see Allie say in the chat, like somebody asked if she was going to offer digital or why she didn't offer digital or something like that, because Allie doesn't offer digital on Eggbeater. And she says it devalues the book. I'm not
Oh,
sure
just
I
as
would
a
agree
general
on that.
principle of hers that
I
it
don't know.
devalues the book? Huh.
Um,
I don't know. I don't know
unfortunately,
if I've heard
Mo,
anybody
you
say
did.
that.
And Jason, I think we did T-Bird last week. Oh man, my memory's so bad. Vanessa, do you remember if we did T-Bird? I think we did. I don't think it was with you, Mrs. Was it 2 weeks before?
Nope.
Okay. But yeah. Hey, Yucky, thanks for joining. All right, we're gonna give it like 10 seconds, and then we're gonna. Yeah, Danger Vanessa said yes, we did. So yeah, Jason, if you go back to last week, I know, I know, I've been slacking on the updating the thumbnails and the links, and I gotta repost them out to Twitter and all that. But I've been a little busy last couple of weeks. So, but let's go to Eggbeater because I haven't seen anybody else suggest something.
Okay. Excuse me. Let's go.
Oh, hang on. So the international shipping devalues book. I don't think that's if that's what I said, that's not what I meant. I'm not sure why Ryan is not offering international shipping for Octo Gone. Probably just associated with shipping costs. But Allie was referring to making her book digital as devaluating the book because somebody was hoping, I think, for like a digital version of Eggbeater, and Allie doesn't plan on doing a digital version because it devalues the book. Hopefully that clears that up. All right, are you ready for the
trailer?
Sure.
Trailer. All right, let's go.
A good baker isn't afraid to get his hands dirty. Eric Hatcher is serving up vengeance, one slice at a time. The Punisher mixes with Gordon Ramsay in this deliciously horrifying slasher comic. Eric Hatcher's family is slaughtered, his bakery ruined, his body and mind broken, but he still has his hunger for revenge. This is no joke.
"51 seconds." What did you think? Oh, did my sound go or?
Oh, it was me. Sorry.
Okay. Oh no, another boomer.
Oh, it's always me. Sorry, guys. Anyway, so the puns I say I like, but and of course because that's the whole theme of her campaign page is it's just got puns throughout it,
It's awfully
referring
funny.
to cooking and baking.
Mhm.
Um, it I like the music. I like
I
the
did like
images
the
of the
music.
cook. You know, the whole theme pulls together.
Like the background images?
Yeah,
Yep, I
I like
like
the
that too.
cooking in the background. I did have trouble reading some of the information in time before the screens switched, but I don't know if that was because I was like paying more attention to the picture first before my eyes caught the. Do you know the part that I'm talking about? Just has a lot of
Uh,
text, and it was up
you're
there
right.
for just
Yes. No, I
kind of
agree with
a
you.
couple of seconds,
Yep.
too little to read it all. But
Yeah. I think it was busy because you're right, because there was the images behind, there was the images in front, then you got words. So you're right. Like I did like the components, but it is a lot. Let's see. Mo asked, since I missed the beginning, did you guys like the Octo Gone page? Um, the biggest critique is that he doesn't have what the book is about, Mo, which
yeah,
is a pretty big negative. But aside from that, mostly everything else was pretty decent, especially for a first time campaigner, creator, all the other things. So Mo points out that Ali offers a digital version of her book Wild Man on the campaign, though. That is
huh? I didn't know
different
that.
or odd, I guess. Hello, Sugar. All right. So, shortbread summary.
I know.
Eggbeater is a black and white 24-page traditionally drawn graphic novel. Every backer receives an 8x10 full-color print by Dean James, The Embrace, Eggbeater, and an 8x10 full-color print of the original drawn by the inside artist, Vinny Scatina, along with the book itself. Okay. The artist is Vinny Scatina. It's his first timer with a unique style, love of comics and art, and full dedication. I, Allie, am the writer. I have one independent published novella, Wild Man. I marketed, sold, and fulfilled over 200 physical copies successfully without a campaign. Several wonderful and talented artists have believed in this project enough to create amazing contributions. Things have.
Thugs.
Okay. Yeah, no. Although I would think this part would need to be a little further than, would need to be above the rest, in my opinion. But
Saying story first and then description
yeah, that's
later.
to me.
Yeah.
I would think so. Thugs have butchered Eric's sickly wife and 2 children. They've burned down his bakery and left him physically disfigured and insane. He cooked up some custom made weapons, a black belt in martial arts, and is on the hunt for sweet revenge. Eggbeater is working his way up to the top tier of the local gang responsible for ruining his life, one brutal murder at a time. I do like the summary.
Yeah. Pun at a time. Oh, the T is a mixer. I never caught that before.
Yeah, they have some pretty interesting inserts, whether it be the puns or the design of stuff or the choice of weapons. Meet the demon baker of sweet treats.
Okay. What we need and what you get. Okay, there we go.
Need.
I know.
This comic is what you bake it. You, the readers, are the loaf of the party. I don't know. I wonder if at some point in time it gets a little too corny. All right. Quid pro dough. Every bit of funding goes into the book and campaign necessities. First and foremost, paying my artist Vinny Scatina and printing locally. Secondly, shipping materials and costs to ensure you receive everything in good shape. Thirdly, and of course, the perks. A variety of perks, prints, trading cards, magnets, and more. If I don't reach my funding goal, you still get your book and chosen perks. Wow. That's a nice little caveat, I guess you could say.
It's a little guarantee. So that's Dean James. That's his image.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool image.
I feel like that he's standing there cracking the egg.
You think it's gonna land on the guy's head?
Oh, that would be great. Okay.
The impact. When you support my crowdfund, you are helping independent creators, preserving and contributing vintage horror and traditional art. Successfully completing this comic allows me to make more books faster. The plans I have for future comics and novels absolutely depend on me earning your trust and being genuine. Writing is all I have ever wanted to do, and I can't do it without you. Longevity is my goal. I don't know that I see too many campaigns that have that. Or maybe it's the way she's wording it.
Like what?
The impact, like when you support my crowdfund, helping, you know what I mean? Like it's like, this is what you get for the book. This is what I'll.
Well, I know some of them that we've gone over, I don't know if it's been worded exactly the way that Allie's done it here, but they do kind of give their what they want out of all of this. And, they want to either make more comics or they want to make more series, or they're trying to get sometimes it's too much where they're like, I've suffered financial, I'm trying to get back together kind of stuff. But I think we've seen it a couple of times.
Yeah, no, I've seen it. Although, hang on. Back to the other thing. Shadow's commenting at some point about the puns. He likes puns too, to a point, he guesses. Like, there is a point, I think, when there's too many. Like, a well-placed one is great, but then other times it almost seems like it's, like with comedies, I feel as though there's a point where it's just a stupid comedy because it's throwing every absurd thing in the comedy just to try to get laughs.
Like beating the joke to death.
Yeah. But
know that they're. Oh,
it's
okay. It still
creative.
goes on.
I think
I was
the
gonna say I don't know what's
creative.
over there.
I like seeing the creativeness on the campaign page because it does make me kind of interested to see, like I think she's, I don't know, like her
Gives you
writing
kind of a
style.
hint to how her writing's
Yeah,
gonna be. Yeah.
yeah. So Raiden Radio, whoops, I hit the wrong one. Raiden Radio says not a big fan of the impact statement, but that's a good one. Haha, Jason, see what you did there. Puns are fine, but don't overdo it. Hey, Phil, thanks for joining.
Hey.
All right, whisk and challenges. It can't be all fun and games, unfortunately. There's a lot of elbow grease that goes into independent publishing. Printing locally removes all the risks associated with shipping time and book accidents. Running on online store and fulfilling my novella myself gave me the real world drive and experience for fulfillment.
Okay.
Images, stretch goals. There's stretch goals. So 5,500 is a bookmark for everybody. 6,000 to be determined. 6,500 to be determined, and 7,000 to be determined or announced, I guess. Sorry. Other ways you can help. Every cake is made of crumbs. Everything helps. Sharing is free. You never know who'll be interested. It pies to advertise. The number one way people decide to buy something is still via word of mouth. Tell people in real life. Blend a helping hand. Toss around the bite-sized infographic below and use the Indiegogo share tools such as your referral code. Thank you. Hey TJ, thanks for joining. And then Mo is like, Allie, please do not use any more puns. All right, so there's the story. I think, is that the infographic that she's talking about sharing?
Oh, maybe.
Scroll back up. Yeah, around the bite-sized infographic below. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So it has the title. It has the page you can find it at. It has the breakdown of the story. It has information about the writer. It's using some images for 6 a.m. Vinny's stuff. Hockey's trading cards. Wait, what was the first image?
Cover art.
Cover art. Okay. Showing the artists, just the interiors and guest artists for different things. That's kind of neat.
Oh, so this is going to be the plushie? Is
No,
what I'm
I think that's a magnet.
Okay.
But I don't remember, is that the first one at the 5,500 or was that a bookmark? What did she say was at 5,500?
Bookmark.
Okay. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I remember reading somewhere that it was a magnet. Maybe everybody gets it. I don't remember. Man, that's not a good thing.
I don't remember. It says magnets here, so maybe that. Okay, this one's a magnet. Dean James print and magnet. It just doesn't say what 6 a.m.'s thing is. That's what when it said buddy.
Sure it did.
When it said beater buddy, when it says buddy, I thought that meant like a plushie, maybe like a plushie of his design.
Yeah. I don't know. Okay. The perks, crowdfunding. So everything that you could want in your crowdfunding campaign is all right on that image. I kind of like how it's broken down and put into like sample images. I've never seen that before.
I do like that.
I don't know if everybody else likes that or doesn't like that, or if it's too much information, but I like the way it has the headlines, how it has the bullet points, how it's separated by the images and it tells you what the images are. I do like that. All right. That's y'all, yokes.
Oh, yokes. That was one more pun for you, Mo. Sorry.
I'm sure there's more, actually. Well, no, I'm not sure.
Are they in the? Oh, they might
be probably is. Yeah, maybe.
In the tiers, perhaps. Actually, no. She just has the tiers as signed 2 prints, books and prints, books, prints, cards, books, prints, magnet cards. Yeah. Okay, so we'll find out about.
So wait, all right. So the images that she's using for her tiers don't have like images of the books like most people will. Do we not have a cover art somewhere? Like, isn't that a cover art right there?
I believe, yeah, that's the cover.
So I'm kind of
Yeah,
surprised
cover
that
art.
she doesn't do even just mock-up Photoshop images of, her
Mm-hmm.
cover on top of another book, or I don't know how
Yeah.
creators do it, but I honestly don't like the images that she's using for the tiers.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, here I go again. Sorry. I was doing that on Friday. I was letting my mouse sink down too low and having a panel come up. Get lazy with the mouse. Okay, so first tier.
Hang on, Mo's got
Oh,
another one
okay.
for us.
Drawing a line in the sandwich. I like that.
No more. All right. I do think the what do you want to call it? The image, the icon, the logo, that's the word I want. Is like two bloody um roller pins. Like I think that's
Yes.
kind of neat.
Cross pins. Yep.
And I think I like the yellow on the red because it definitely sticks out
Mm-hmm.
and it goes with the rest of the page. Not quite sure I'm keen on the font. And it is kind of weird how you got like the image nice and big on the first one, but then you look at the next tier and how it's gotten super small because there's more words. I don't know. I'm
I
just not a
wonder if
fan of
it
the
did
tiers.
something when she put them up there because, like, the
Well,
little
she
off
probably had to
center.
change
Like, I
the.
wonder if it messes with it when you upload your image. You know what I mean?
Nah, I have a feeling that she probably had to pick the size of the font
Mm-hmm.
because she needed to fit in that
Right.
square right
Right.
there. Dear. So Jason is saying, are you saying the tier images are half baked? And JP's pointing out that all these puns are making Mo cross ants. Croissants, or how we want to say that. Hey, 24. Dear Lord. All right. So the first tier is $15. So you get the signed book and 2 prints, which the 2 prints I think are Dean James and I don't know if it's the cover, but I think it's an image by Vinny, who is the cover and inside
That's a good
artist.
deal.
Although I'm kind of surprised that she's just throwing in the prints. Usually those would be
Yeah.
like your stretch goals. So that means she'd have to get additional things on top of those 2 prints she's planning to offer as part of her stretch goals. But I suppose that's a good thing for us, right? Because if you're backing it, extra stuff is always good because
Mm-hmm.
it's just unfortunate that she's paying for those extras and then paying for additional extras when it comes to the stretch goals.
But it looks like she's got, where is it here? Perks. It looks like she's got some stuff kind of lined up
Yeah.
there. Trading cards, maybe magnets, things like that. So.
Yeah. The $15 for a book, although it is oh crap, how many pages is the
That's what I
book?
was going to ask. I
No,
don't
it did
know
say
that.
it somewhere.
Did
Vanessa
you?
was just saying that. Did the campaign say how many pages it was? It wasn't very many. I remember thinking it like it was on the low side. 24? Keep going up.
Okay.
Yeah, 24. Black and white, 24 pages.
Okay.
So it's definitely on the less page side. I don't know.
What's considered standard? 28, 32?
I think it's 28 to 32. So I'm wondering if that is you're definitely on your shorter end, but if maybe she's talking about just story and maybe she's throwing in some extras to make it a little thicker, or I don't know why it's so condensed because that to me does seem pretty small. And I'm wondering if it's a standalone comic because if he was if his family was killed and he was maimed, I'm
Right.
thinking you're going to need to have that in some pages. And then as he goes to take out the killers, is it just going to be scene after scene of gore and how he's taken them out? Like, I'm wondering how she's going to pace that.
Yeah, that would be nice to know. I think maybe like in the information if she's planning on stretching the story out over several. I mean, she says. I think she says that she's. I think she just says that she wants to make more. I don't know that it necessarily
More of
specifies whether
this,
she's
right?
going to bring this story into several issues.
Yeah. is a standard 24 pages? I don't think so. I think it's more than that. Although maybe you guys who are actually comic book collectors and know more about, comics of the past can answer that, because I'm not sure what the norm is. Maybe I'm just mostly spoiled from like CD because we
You're
have these
spoiled.
the big thick graphic novels. And
Mhm.
actually when we were reading, that's why I paused, because when it was like 24-page graphic novel, and maybe I'm wrong to think this, but I wouldn't think 24 pages is a graphic novel, because in my mind I think graphic novel is square bound, all inclusive, one shot story. Like, it just makes me think of a thicker book, and 24 pages makes me think of a floppy. And I'm not sure if I just have the thoughts and the definitions wrong in my mind.
Well, now KSSS just said that a standard comic in a floppy would be 22 to 24. Google
Okay.
tells Jim.
Most floppy comics are saddle stitched and 32 pages long, but contain only 22 to 26 pages of story. But we don't know, based on the explanation, if there are additional, like what story, and
Yeah.
if there's additional, because
Like
the
if
way
she
it
had
looks
like a
there,
mega huge book to begin with, and maybe she decided to cut it down into 2 parts, and she's got something ready to
maybe.
go on the back burner. I don't know.
And if she goes just 24, I'm thinking that's just the story
Yeah.
in my mind. I don't know. Maybe that's ads.
Floppy
I don't know what the
comics
ads
have
are.
ads in them, ad pages, I think is what they're talking about.
Well, she's
Takes up
cursing
space.
ads, so maybe
Yeah,
not.
ads.
Let's see. Mo, of course. There are many puns in the book as there are on the campaign page. 24 pages might be all we can take. She's putting a lot into those pages.
I find this funny. I don't know. The chat trying to see how many food puns they can come up with.
She has other stories about a butcher and a candlestick maker. Well, I think this is the, oh no, baker. Okay, butcher and candlestick maker. And he says he's not joking.
The candlestick maker. Okay.
All right, and then Mobig says usually floppy comics from the comic shop has ads in them. And Fant is kind of on the same page as me. I thought graphic novels are many more than 24 pages, but she's learning. As Jason points out, that less than 80 pages equals a comic, greater than 80 pages is a graphic novel. All right, so that's, I'm kind of thinking graphic novel would definitely be something thicker. Maybe she's thinking it's a complete story. I don't know. Yeah, I was basing off an actual story, not including advertising. TJ is talking to Mo. You haven't read the Xanth books by Piers Anthony. Those books are full of puns, and the series has been going since 1977. Apparently, you can't run out of puns. All right. What about shipping for the first one?
$8 US. So let's see.
So $23.
And is she doing any? Where did I go? Where did I go? There we go. Oh, not AY. Australia, $8. Really?
Ooh, does that seem a little too low?
Same as US?
That seems a bit low.
Yeah. I mean, from what I've seen, yeah, for sure. Canada, $8. Yeah, it looks like she's got standard.
Well,
I wonder if
okay,
she actually, do that.
maybe, because now that I think of it, she has hockey, and she could probably send a lot of them to hockey,
right.
and he can distribute, and it'll work out to $8. Although
Good deal.
Canada also has a bit higher shipping fee, so maybe she has someone in Canada too. I don't know if she's doing fulfillment herself or if she's going through RJ or what she plans. Oh, $8.
Well, either way, it's
pretty low.
pretty damn good deal for shipping. That's for sure.
I was gonna say, I think she is having hockey distribute. That would just make sense since they do a show together.
Yep, it's good to have hockey.
And hockey is doing it as a job service, however you want to classify it.
Yeah, he's done it for quite a few, hasn't he? Hockey's been doing that for a while.
I think he has done it for a few. Yep. All right. What else do we got besides the signed book and 2
Well, I was looking at. She's got some add-ons.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So you can get her Wildman ebook, or you can get an apron.
Yeah, see, she is doing a digital there, which is kind of funny that she offers her previous book as a digital, but not the comic. Unless she plans on doing it like, hey, maybe with number 2 or the next comic or whatever, if it's not necessarily a
Yeah.
continuation, that she'll offer the previous comic with it and then kind of alternate it
I
that
mean,
way.
do you think people kind of sometimes just hang back and don't go full force like with their first campaigns just to kind of see what feedback is and what the demands are before they,
Maybe.
throw everything at it?
Although she
Could
is
be.
offering some pretty cheap international shipping, so it's not like
Mhm.
those people that are international need to worry about paying twice as much for the book to get the physical copy.
Right. Right, and that could have been an
Deciding factor.
easy, no digital. So,
Yeah.
okay.
Although I don't know that I'd want. I like the theme of the apron, but I don't know if I would ever back a apron.
Buy an apron. Yeah, I'm not an apron person either. But I mean, I totally see why. It's like the perfect add-on
It's
for
on
this
point.
story.
Yes, it is
So,
on point.
okay, so she's got books, prints, cards. So this one is
Oh, hang on 1 second. I
4
don't
trading
think.
cards added. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm just thinking. I don't think I said happy birthday to KSSSSS when he came in, so I apologize. I am slacking on that, and I'm just noticing it
You
now.
almost missed it.
And he said quite a bit of um he said quite a bit in the chat too, so I feel bad that I didn't acknowledge him sooner. And Mo points out if Amanda isn't buying your apron, who is? I don't wear an apron. I probably should, but I don't.
I know, I probably should too. But,
All right,
as
so you
long as
got
you got stain sticks, you're okay.
book, prints, and cards. So we're just adding
Mhm.
on some add-on type tchotchkes.
4 trading cards, and
Although,
they are from hockey. It looks like all the trading cards are done by hockey.
and it's fortune. Okay. I was like, so the book is 15, you're adding on, oh, the book and the print is 15, and you're adding on 4 trading cards for $5. That's not a bad price.
Mm-mm. Do you want to check shipping on this?
My guess is it isn't too much more with extra. Go ahead,
I
but with
wouldn't think so, but
trading cards, I wouldn't think they'd be
$8.
$8. That's
Yep.
probably $8 across the board.
Let's see here. Books, prints, cards, magnets. Okay, so it's kind of like it just builds and adds 6 a.m. beater buddy magnet. There,
Alright,
you
so it
had
is
it.
a
You were
magnet.
right all along. Okay.
Yeah. Hello to Dillard who joined us.
Hey.
ASS says he only cooks I cook only wearing an apron. I suppose that's good, especially if you're dealing with some splatter in places. And Jim says you don't need no apron to open the microwave door. And Olivar is here.
Yeah.
I don't know. Are you I'm kind of like, I don't know. I'm not sure how to put it because I don't really care for it. And I'm trying to figure out the best way to put it. But it seems to me that stacking the prints on top of the books and the cards on top of the books and the magnets on top of the books, like price wise, an offering that's great to a backer. But now, if people buy those tiers, she's obligated to make those items, but then she's also offering her stretch goals too. And it kind of makes me think, well, what else does she have up her sleeves for stretch goals? And it makes me think that she's might put herself in a bind later. Like, am I the only one that thinks that? Are you muted?
In a bind. No. I'm sorry. I'm just thinking. I'm like, in a bind. How? Just saying that she
Like, she
doesn't
needs to
have
come
an
up.
established number of items of products that she's got to provide up
No,
front.
just that she needs to come up with more items to add as stretch goals. And a lot of times
Oh.
when people do this, like they gotta pay for the 6 a.m. sticker. They gotta
Yeah.
pay for the people doing the art for the prints. Although hockey might, like I said, their relationship, he might just offer the
Mhm.
art and do it.
She's really
Um,
good friends with Dean too,
he
so
might have offered it too, but
sure.
that's all the stuff that's being offered as a tier. What is she
Yeah.
offering as the stretch goals? And is she maybe they're doing more? I don't know. But if
Yeah.
she's bringing in additional artists, maybe they're friends helping her out, or are they artists that she needs to pay? So I just think, I don't know what her arrangements is. Maybe it's
Mhm.
great and golden. She already has what she needs to do for tiers, but it just makes me think that she's going to need to pay out more money when she shouldn't have to if she didn't add all these
Perhaps.
extra stuff for the tiers.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. But then again, I mean, Allie's had this sign up for Eggbeater. She's been working on it for so long. I mean, when I first came in to CG, I had heard about Eggbeater. So I don't know. I mean, maybe she's just had so much time that she's been working on this. She's got a good plan lined up.
That's true. That could be very true because I know she's probably been here probably more than 2 years now.
I feel like I've heard about it for 2 years.
2 years, I think I'm about 2 years, 4 months in, 6 months
Mhm.
in, something like that. And she was here when I was here, but I don't think she was in CG much longer than I have been. And you're right, she's pretty much been talking about it from the beginning.
Yeah.
So she's definitely been working up for this launch. It wasn't a, hey guys, I'm launching tomorrow type of situation,
Mhm.
which is definitely which is definitely a good thing. Um, Dillard says, make Ellie pay more tiers. And TJ kind of agrees with me. She's like, I don't know, but it seems to me that she's
Giving
giving
away.
away way too much. Like, it's great for the backers. You know what I mean? Like, I probably shouldn't complain too much, but I guess I'm just being more concerned for Ellie at
For
this
her as a
point. Yeah,
salesperson,
yeah,
from a sales perspective rather than a customer's perspective. Yeah. I would
yeah, yeah.
think, people probably just it's probably just with the absolute best of intentions to try to put as much in there to make people feel like they're really getting a good amount for their money, and it's exciting because she's got all of this. What else does she have in store? Like, as a way to really, and it's to be announced. So,
Yeah. Although
I
maybe
don't
she
know.
also thinks where it's
Maybe to
just a
build
24
excitement.
page, she needs to
Yep.
throw some more incentive to back. Like maybe that's her thought. I don't know. I actually haven't heard her talk about this too much.
I
I think
haven't
I peeked
caught
in the
her
night she
either.
launched, but it was just a short thing to see how it was going. I probably have
Mhm.
checked the campaign a couple times because I hope she's done well. I think she's at what 60
She
something
was a
percent.
little over halfway when we looked. Yeah. Yep. Let me refresh just in case.
61%. Yeah.
Yeah. Could
And
be.
she's only 4 days into it. I am kind of surprised she's doing a full 60 from the get-go. I wonder what her reasoning is for that because you hear a lot of people saying that bump at the end for like the first 30 helps with funding. So some people could do like the first 30 and then do 15. I think is almost becoming the norm now. But
Now, are you
those
saying, in a sense of, instead of just saying I'm going to do 60 straight days, you're saying they say I'm going to do 30 days? Because I know people get asked too when they see that it's 30 days. They're like, "Are you going to do another 30?" And they're like, "Oh yeah," or they don't know. Most of the
that
time, it's
could
oh
be a
yeah.
reasoning. Yeah, she could just be like, I'm not lying to you. I'm doing 30
Like, I'm
days.
just going to do 60. Yeah. But I see
Right.
what you're saying. You're saying if they do 30 and then they go, "Oh my God, we're ending," blah blah blah,
Well,
and then they
not
do
for
another
her to
30.
say that we're ending, but and I don't think a
Our
lot of
first 30
people.
days is ending.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't think a lot of people do it that way to say, "Hey, we're ending," because we're trying to trick the backers, but I think it's more of an algorithm thing where the campaign shows like just a few days left, and then I think Indiegogo helps promote it. Although maybe she's
I
thinking, hell,
see.
she's gonna
That's
get
right.
shadow
It goes
banned
into
at
the
some
ending
point in
soon.
time.
Yeah, that could
Yeah,
be.
so like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get shadow banned at some point in time, so why worry about that first 30 versus the second 30? Or I'm not sure what she was thinking, but I would think that a new creator would at least try to
To work the
play that algorithm
algorithm.
a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't think about that actually. I didn't realize because yeah, you're right. It goes into the ending soon, um,
Yeah,
which
get a
puts
little more
eyes on it.
eyes on it.
Hmm.
hmm So Jason says always extend another 30. I've seen a lot of people saying that like they'll do the first 30 and then they'll do like a 15. Like Graham's done that now. I think I've heard Mark Polton talking about it lately.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
But I think it's because 30 and 30 seems like a lot of campaigning, and why do it the whole 60 days because that's a long time. The same excitement's going to be there towards the end as the first 30 versus the second 15 or whatever. I'm not sure. James is here. Hello,
Hey,
James.
James
Thanks for
Haynes.
joining. Hope your weekend is well. Sounds funny. Jim Cox points out, I don't think the hype game works for lower level campaigns the same as it does for the big boys. That might be true.
Probably right. Yeah.
But it does if it's doing the countdown for Indiegogo, it does have them on the last page if they're not shadow banned or whatnot. So
I guess it depends on what kind of a shopper you are.
that's true. All right. So what are we? We were down towards the bottom, right? And then I had you scroll up where she was for her goal.
Yeah, I think we were just about on the last tier. I think we did the magnets, right? That just, all it did was go up $5.
$5 for the magnet.
A baker's dozen.
Funny. 13 books. Another pun.
$12. I mean, that doesn't even doesn't go up by much at all.
Man, that's like $1 a book that would be your retail tier, I guess.
Yep. And then she is out of her bundles. Although
What
I
was in
did
the
see her
bundle?
tweet. Okay, so this is where I saw a stuffed animal thing, or a, whatever you call it,
Okay.
plushy-ish thing. Okay, so you get signed book, 2 prints, 4 trading cards, 2 magnets, a
All of
wooden
the above.
coaster, the hand-burned wooden coaster, which I think, doesn't Irene do those? So she must be going through Rini to
Irene
get the
did some.
coasters.
I don't know. Allie is pretty
Does
crafty
Allie do them
herself,
too?
so I don't know this. I've seen her do them, but she is crafty in other ways, so
Oh,
I wouldn't be
okay.
surprised if she's doing it.
Hand-burned wooden spoon, crosspins apron, crosspins dad hat, and a handmade beater buddy stuffy. I bet if she had pictures of some of these
I was gonna
items.
say, yeah, pictures would do wonders for
Because
that
she
tier right
sold
there.
out of the 5 that she was offering. But I did see her ask on Twitter if she should do more. So I wonder if she might put some more of those on there. And then you have sold out, which was getting drawn into the book, along with getting the book, the 2 prints, the 4 trading cards. For $100, getting drawn in the
Yeah,
book.
that's a really good price.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what you'd be. Are you gonna be like one of the thugs that gets killed?
Yeah, that would be fun. Get your head split open with an egg beater.
Yeah.
And then she had some original art that sold out as well.
That's cool. I think I've seen her show that on stream like a long time ago.
So, I mean, that bundle is a really good deal. I hope she does add. I think
Was
it
there
would be.
coasters in that? I don't think there was. Hicksville points out the
Wooden
campaign needs more
coaster.
coasters.
Hand-burned
the
wooden coaster.
Okay.
And then the spoon.
Maybe Rini is doing that because Rini did have those. I'm not even sure the word she used for it.
I just was kind of putting things together because I know they do a show together, and I know Rini does some of the burns
Maybe she does.
products.
Yeah.
So.
But I know Allie can be crafty herself. Like I know she's talked about sewing and jewelry making and other stuff. So I wouldn't be super surprised if she did it herself. But again, pictures and saying that would be nice to know. But again, if she had Rini doing it, a good selling point would be, hey, Rini's doing it.
Yeah, for sure.
So maybe she's not.
And show some pictures, maybe an example, because that hand burned wooden stuff, that's interesting to me. You don't see much of that.
Yeah.
And $100 is a pretty damn good deal. Maybe show everybody like in a nice picture, all kind of put together, because sometimes those can be tempting just visually.
Yeah,
when you're like, look at everything you get.
A coaster, a spoon, the apron that was showed, a hat, and then a stuffed animal. So yeah. All right, hang on, let's catch up with that. So Greg points out that us smaller creators have to use completely different marketing strategies for sure, especially those like me who aren't right wing because we have a lot less opportunities in CG. Jim points out everything that's flat is a coaster, including the books in some cases. Okay, there, Leroy. And Snuggy has joined us. Teach me how
late.
to Yeah.
Late to the party, Snugs.
All right, people greeting.
Bye, TJ.
Later, TJ. Moy points out, try to get Bancroft to make a VB style ad for the Lucent. You can get it with a poster. You can use it as a coaster. He didn't go with it. That would be awesome marketing.
I would love it. Nice little jingle commercial.
KSS points out that Snuggy Jr. has inspired me. My comic book will be the first to have 2 olive eyes and will be covered in cheese whiz. I learned from the masters. I'm not backing you, KSS.
I know I'm seeing this eyeball theme in the sandwiches.
Yeah, I'm thinking that cheese whiz is going to be quite the mess.
Yeah.
All right.
Not a good idea to ship that.
What else are we looking? That's the end of the tiers, right? The drawn.
It is, and I think were we over an hour? You wanted to kind of.
Yeah, it was about an hour and 10 minutes, so we're doing good. Anybody else have any comments in regards to this campaign or the other one? If you like puns, and violent murders, this is probably a good one for you. Vintage style horror slasher comic, 61% of her $5,000 goal. And she did say that she was offering this even if she doesn't make funding.
Yep.
So I'm wondering, that's quite the goal. You know what I mean? Like, what happens if she doesn't get funding? You know, she still has to pay an artist unless the artist has volunteered not to get paid.
You still get your book and chosen perks.
Yeah. So you can't go wrong if you back this. And we know, you know, Allie's definitely been in chats and does her own shows.
Yeah,
and
she's not a newbie. She didn't just swoop
No.
in here yesterday.
So Dillard says that he likes violence, but he hates puns. What do I do?
Look
Buy
very
it to
closely
look at
at
it,
the pictures. Yeah.
but don't read it. And then Zaid says, y'all better go over my campaign in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. That's what, February 17th? I think is the correct date there, Phil. Mo points out that his only suggestion is the trailer could use a fourth wall breaking interruption from Crom. Hey gang, ready to cook up some real trouble? Get the Eggbeater enters the Cromniverse crossover. Mo has a weird
He's a marketing genius.
with a weird obsession for Crom.
Yeah.
Alrighty, folks. I think that's it for this week. Thank you all for joining us. So Greg does point out that deaths are the puns are the death of comedy. I did appreciate some of the puns in here, but there was a lot. And then KSS says he enjoys.
And the chat made it even more.
Yeah, they're slashing. Alrighty, folks. We should see you next week. I don't think there's any reason not to be streaming. Hopefully, my busyness will slow down a little bit. So again, thank you all for joining. Mrs., what do you got going on this week? Anything?
No, nothing really. I'm just gonna be hanging out and buzzing around chats. So yeah, nothing streaming this week. Wait. Oh, this Saturday. I was wrong. Sorry. This Saturday we're gonna do because we were doing kind of the music streams. We were having fun with that. We did the 50s 2 weeks ago, and then almost 2 weeks ago, and then so this Saturday we'll be doing 60s. And I think we're gonna have Derek Clay with us for all of them.
Nice.
Yeah, he's
60s
really
is gonna be
fun.
one of my favorites too.
Yeah, and then we're having Robert Shepard was actually really excited for that one, so we invited him on, and then Rex as well, because Rex was like, "I'll come on for 60s." So
as in Hiawatha?
Yes, as in Hiawatha. Yeah, he's going to come on with us for 60s as well as Rex Devil Flyer. And then, like I said, cool. Derek will be
and
there.
That's 8 o'clock on Saturday?
That should be 8 o'clock Eastern on Saturday. I know, I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's so hard to find times. And then Bancroft goes and messes everything up and bumps himself up 2 hours. What are you supposed to do?
Yeah, no, it's fine. I'll snap.
We're all competing for the same
fly in at the end, here. I guess. So yeah, let's see. I'll stream Saturday at 7 o'clock with the chat like usual. And I think that is it as well. Yeah. Anyways, thanks guys. Have a good night.
See
Bye.
You guys.